Hello. Welcome back to Let's Talk Ray Bradbury. If you have not subscribed to our channel, please do. So here on Let's Talk Ray Bradbury, we are very slowly, methodically trying to read every single short story ever written by Ray Bradbury. Currently, we're on the collection, These Stories of Ray Bradbury. It's 100 Tales. We're up to number 63, which is All Summer in a Day from 1954. The way these videos works is that I do a synopsis and then I finish up with any thoughts that I might have on the story. Basically, what it means to me, what I took away from it, what it might mean, and how, how it remains relevant, I think, in our lives today. So, synopsis, a class of 9-year-olds living on Venus in an underground city are by a window out on the world above. It's raining, it's pouring as it always does on Venus, and they're basically awaiting for the arrival of the sun. The scientists have predicted that today, for the first time in 7 years, the skies are going to clear and we're going to get some sunshine. And they're waiting for it. They're excited. But there's another girl in the class, Margot, who, unlike these other children, she was not born on Mars. Her family immigrated there when she was 4, so she remembers the sun. And the classroom, they write poems and songs, and she knows what the sun looks like. She can remember it, and they kind of laugh at her and chuckle at her descriptions. But the appointed time is coming, and these kids, being as kids are, often cruel, they decide to lock her in a closet, but then they forget about her. Sure enough, back at the window, the teacher comes back into the class, the sun comes out, the doors open, and the kids spend the next hour basking in the glow of the sun, staring up at it, sort of until their eyes water, playing in the puddles and the jungle, which is bleached white and gray from the lack of sun, and of course the endless rain sort of driving the pigments out of it. But then all of a sudden one of the girls holds out her hand and a single raindrop falls in it, and then there's a second one, and then they hear lightning and thunder in the distance, and before you know it, storm clouds roll back in and the hour of sun is gone. Everybody escapes back into the classroom. But it's only then that one of the children realizes and remembers that we locked Margot in the closet and made her miss this 1 hour of sun in 7 years. And they must inevitably let her out. So, as is often the case with Bradbury, it's an incredibly simple story. The kind of story that you think that, man, I should have written that. I could do that. But most of us can't. Bradbury just had this incredible knack for taking these very simplistic ideas and making them elegant and beautiful and poignant. And that's certainly what he does here with this short tale from 1954. Looking at it a little bit further, I think on one hand, it's about humans colonizing a place where they aren't really fit for. At least not humans who come from Earth. Margot is described as being sort of pale and sickly, and at great expense to them. It seems like her parents are planning on taking her back to Earth because she's not thriving here. And the other children, they're doing a little bit better because they've been born on Venus, and humans do have an ability to adapt to many different climates and situations, and children especially among humans. If they don't miss something that they never knew, and they find abilities to ways of surviving and thriving under very different conditions than we have here typically on Earth. But we've seen this on Earth to a great deal, from our likely origins in Africa and spreading out, and then eventually entering cold climate and learning about how to keep ourselves warm with fire and with clothing. And life finds a way, as Dr. Ian Malcolm would say in the Jurassic Park. On the other hand, I think this story is also about the cruelty of children in schools and what this does to students who feel like outsiders, and it sort of drives them away, and it can scar them for life. And this is what bullying does. And bullying has always been a thing. I don't know to what degree it is intentional by children. Is it a thing of ignorance, or is it an act of malice? But in either case, I think bullying has ability to scar people even into adulthood. And if not scar them per se, it definitely affects the development of who they are and how they interact with the world. And I can relate to this. I have had and still have skin problems. Eczema. It was really bad when I was a kid, especially, and people made fun of me, and that hurt my self-esteem and made me sort of shy away from activities and getting involved in things, and it shaped me to this day, where I remain a pretty private person. Yes, I'm doing YouTube videos, but I'm doing them from the comfort of my home, so I'm not really collaborating with a lot of people or anything like that, and I feel like bullying shaped my life, and I think not that bullying is necessarily the cause of every atrocity, but you have to look at these school shootings and things like that, because I think in some of these cases, one of the factors is often mistreatment of people and them feeling like outcast and not being accepted for who they are. And I think eventually it can drive people to despair. And then that can lead to some people who have a tendency to lash out, to do just that. Me, I don't lash out. I sort of go inward and beat myself up. But I think some people do on occasion explode, and I think bullying is at the heart of it. And you have to wonder, after this story ends, how is Margot going to be affected by this? She looks like she's going to be on Venus for a while longer, until her parents possibly take her home to Earth. How is this going to affect these experiences of missing this son, something that is so important to her because she remembers the son? How is it going to affect her development and her interactions and relations with other people in the years to come? So, all right, guys, All Summer in a Day from 1954. Thank you for watching. If you tune in a couple days, we'll be discussing Frost and Fire from 1946, which is story number 64 of 100 in the Stories of Ray Bradbury. See you later.